In Nevada, rental coverage depends on who is at fault for the accident and whether or not you have rental coverage on your own policy. So, generally, if you're involved in an accident that's not your fault, the other driver's insurance company should pay for a rental car for you while your vehicle is being repaired. And if you are at fault for the accident, or if it's taking too long for the other insurance company to make a liability determination, you can also use your own insurance company for rental coverage if you have that on your policy. One thing to keep in mind about that is once you select your own insurance company as the company you want to go through for, let's say, rental, you have to do all of it through your insurance company. That means getting the repairs done, or if it's a total loss, getting the total loss payout from them. So what you can't do is you can't utilize the other driver's insurance company to take care of the cost of the damage to your car, but use your own insurance company for the rental. So once you make that decision of, hey, I'm going to wait on the other driver's insurance company to accept fault and go through them, you have to go through them for the entirety of that, the rental and the cost of repairs. If you don't want to wait around and you want to get in a rental as quickly as possible, typically we recommend going ahead and going through your own insurance company if you have collision coverage on your policy and rental coverage, so that you can get your vehicle inspected in a body shop and in a rental as quickly as possible. So once your vehicle is inspected and it's going to be taken to the body shop, here at Kaplan Law Group, we help you through that process and we help you get the rental car set up for you, make sure that that's ready for you so that once you drop your vehicle off at the body shop, you have other transportation involved. Now, again, keep in mind that there's differences in different types of policies. So if you're utilizing your own policy for your vehicle repairs and the rental, you want to take a look at how much time you have in a rental and how much they cover. So some policies will cover the full expenses of a rental car. Some policies will cover the full expenses, but only for 30 days. Other policies require that you pay 20% of the rental fees. So take a look at your policy and see what kind of coverages you have so that you're not surprised if you're in an accident and you need a rental and you weren't expecting to have to come out of pocket at all, or to have some sort of time limit on the amount of rental coverage that you have. If the other insurance company is providing rental coverage to you, then generally there's not going to be a set time period or an expiration of that rental. We might have to contact them to get the rental extended based off what the body shop's telling us about how long it's going to take to get your vehicle repaired. But if it is a total loss of the vehicle, then generally once they've made that total loss offer to you, you typically have to return the rental car, whether that's through your own insurance company or the at-fault party's insurance company, within 3 days of that offer. Now, there's certain situations where we might be able to get that extended by a day or two, but you're certainly not looking at a situation where you can keep that rental car until you find a new vehicle. So keep that in mind. If your vehicle is a total loss, that rental coverage is a pretty short time span and can put you in a pretty bad situation if you're not prepared for that. So if you are in a situation where unfortunately you don't have any rental coverage on your own policy and the at-fault party's insurance company is taking its time on accepting responsibility for the accident, just know that you can pay out of pocket for a rental car, and we can collect those receipts from you and get those charges reimbursed to you once the insurance company has made a liability decision and has accepted fault for the accident. And of course, at Kaplan Law Group, we're following up every day and giving all the evidence they need to them to make that decision as quick as possible. But things happen and they're allowed to do an investigation. And so you might be in a situation where you're paying out of pocket for quite some time for a rental car before that gets reimbursed. Another thing that you can find on certain policies is what's called loss of use of the vehicle. So if it's a situation where maybe you don't need a rental car, maybe you have another vehicle in your home, or maybe you can get rides from a friend or a family member and you don't want to get a rental car, you may be entitled to what's called loss of use of your vehicle, which is where the insurance company will reimburse you for the daily amount of typically what a rental would cost for the time between when you first take your vehicle to the body shop to get repaired until you get your vehicle back. So that's something else that we do for our clients a lot, which is submit a loss of use claim for the time period that they're without their vehicle. But you can't have both. So if you're in a rental car, you wouldn't be entitled to the loss of use. But if you're not in a rental for whatever reason, or maybe you don't have, the rental coverage and you don't want to pay out of pocket, there's still a situation where we may be able to recoup some of that financial hardship for you by submitting a loss of use claim. So as always, if you have any questions about how to get in a rental after an accident, or maybe the coverages on your policy when it comes to rental coverage, please give us a call at Kaplan Law Group today, 702-381-8888.